So recently, someone asked me about the characteristics of our family business and what are some of those core elements that have helped us grow and develop. Some of those stories can be told on the picture that we have behind me, but one specific story that comes to mind is our mobile farm stand, or our veggie trailer, you might say. And this isn't something unique to us. I've seen others do it, but we had a unique need where we were needing to sell vegetables at our local farmers market from our farm, Venture Heritage Farm. So I want to tell a little bit more about that story and some of the characteristics that are driving our family and our business. One of the first ones is family. Family is important, and I recognize that in some scenarios that might be challenging for some families, but we've worked hard at trying to engage and connect with one another. And utilize the gifts of one another. And that's an important piece, I think, to our family and our story and our businesses. And so together as a family, we developed some ideas, we brought some parameters together of what we were looking for. There were a lot of things that went into the idea phase, and then we got together with my Uncle Roy, who is a great idea generator and then works to solve the problem. And so that's a little bit about what we did in developing our mobile farm stand. And then as a family, we came together and put it together on a Saturday afternoon, morning and afternoon. And that was a great experience and is not unique to this, but we as a family oftentimes will gather different times throughout the year to do activities together, such as our annual summer sausage making, or getting together for another activity that we want to do together. Another characteristic that I think about sometimes when people ask about our family is that we want to be problem solvers and not simply wait around for others to do it, but to take the initiative and take action. There's a phrase that sometimes is used is use your head, that idea of solving a problem and going and getting it and doing it. But there's another element that's important to this is solving problems within community, for the community and with the community, whether the family or with others. And not just simply going solo, but how to do it together is important. And this was very much shown in the process as we developed the mobile farm stand and also the assembly, and then our opportunity to serve the community with this beautiful piece of art. And this very functional piece of work. Another area that I think about that oftentimes is reflected on in our family is our willingness and ability to be innovative and look towards the future. Not necessarily look back, but how can we help make tomorrow a better day? How can we help solve a problem and improve on the solution? And so this is a specific area. We saw examples of others, of what others have done, taking ideas, but then making sure that it fits our need. And so building the trailer so that it can go on a standard trailer and also take it off when we wanted to. Making so that we could open both sides, so we could be either side of the street. Making so the roof is insulated to keep the people comfortable. Making so that we could easily open and close it with one person rather than having to have multiple people. And be able to set up and tear down within 5 or 10 minutes if possible. These were all things that came together as we worked at designing and were being forward thinking in the mobile farm stand. Tilmor is a story of global and local, and that sounds a little bit of kind of how do you hold both of those in the same hand, but we recognize the importance as a family of being part of our local community, whether it's growing local and fresh food for our local community, or being involved in the activities of what others are doing in our community. But there's also a strong element of our global presence and knowing that we have neighbors all over the world. And how can we share and work together with those individuals? And while our mobile farm stand might not relate to our global desire and passion, it's still important to us and who we are and what we do and our involvement at multiple levels of the community, whether it be local or global. Agriculture is another area that I think is important for our family, and recognizing the importance that it plays in our communities, in our country, and also as a globe. The importance of planting those seeds, harvesting, the supply chains, and ultimately our mobile farm stand was just one small element of us recognizing the importance and the need for food for our community and how we can help make a solution and be innovative in our solutions to provide local food for our community. So as I think about another characteristic, I think about metalworking. And while our family has a history of agriculture in general, we also have a history of metalworking. And that started with the anvil. Back in 1922, my great-grandfather and grandmother sponsored a Russian immigrant to come to the US. And in doing so, they realized he really wasn't a farmer, but rather he enjoyed working with metal. His name was Henry Penner. And so what my great-grandparents did was they bought him an anvil and some tools so that he could do metalworking on the farm. Well, by doing that and engaging with him, my grandfather Marvin learned that trade as well, and eventually learned to use metal and work with metal to help solve problems on the farm and also beyond the farm. And so that's a little bit of the unique story about how the anvil helped, and Henry Penner helped bring our family to a place of being able to work with metal and part of our heritage. We're a multi-generational family, and the ability for all of us to come together, to use our gifts, to find ways to bring those gifts for different parts of our business, whether it's welding or metalworking, or whether it's marketing, or whether it's helping think of an idea or research an idea. All of these things have been important for who we are and what we do. And this specifically came to fruition, as you can see, both with the idea making and bringing the ideas and saying, can we do something better? It also came to fruition with my Uncle Roy, who helped design and build the framework for this. And then ultimately coming together with all of the family and generations as we built the final product together. And then those future generations selling vegetables out of our veggie wagon. It's been a journey that I've really enjoyed, and that family piece has been part of our story. And while there are other stories that we could tell, this is just one example that I have that tells a little bit more about who we are and what defines us as a family.